After reading the IG's report, which discusses 17 serious errors of omission, some would say misconduct on the part of the FBI, do you still think that the FBI acted appropriately, as you said there?
Well, I think this is consistent with the IG report. They were right to seek a FISA on Carter Page, and there wasn't some deep state conspiracy. There was no spying on the Trump campaign. There was no effort to, based on political bias, open the investigation. It was properly predicated. But there were nonetheless serious abuses of FISA, which were not apparent 2 years ago, but which have become apparent now with 170 witnesses interviewed and 2 million documents reviewed by the IG. And I am glad that the IG made the recommendations that he has made, and the FBI is going to follow them. But that wasn't apparent to us 2 years ago. But the most significant things, I think, are that corrective steps will be taken in terms of the FISA process, and that the IG debunk these claims by the president, by Mr. Nunes and others, of this deep state conspiracy, this improper investigation. It would have been negligent for them not to conduct this investigation.
I've just got a minute left, because at that time in 2018, you said the FBI and Department of Justice did not, quote, omit material information. Apparently, you did not know at the time that, in fact, Steele's main Russian sources had told the FBI that he had misrepresented what that Russian source had said, and that the FBI knew at the time that Carter Page, in fact, was acting as a contact, as an unofficial source for the CIA. Given what you know now, we talked earlier to Director Comey, and he basically said, I was wrong in what I represented back in 2018. Are you willing to admit that you were wrong in your defense of the FBI's FISA process?
I'm certainly willing to admit that the Inspector General found serious abuses of FISA that I was unaware of. Had I known of them, Chris, yes, I would have called out the FBI at the same time. But I think it's only fair to judge what we knew at the time, not what would be revealed 2 years later. But yes, there were very serious abuses of the FISA process. They need to be corrected. We need to make sure they never happen again.
Trump says that if the House, as is expected, votes articles of impeachment this week and it goes to a Senate trial, that he would like to call you as a witness. Here he is on you.
I think Adam Schiff is a deranged human being. I think he grew up with a complex for lots of reasons that are obvious. I think he's a very sick man.
First of all, what do you think of the president's psychoanalysis? And if his lawyers call you to testify as a witness on the Senate floor, will you comply?
Well, in terms of the president's comments, I guess all I would say is this president does nothing if not project onto others his own misconduct. In terms of whether I'm a witness, I'm not a fact witness in any way, Chris, and the president knows that. He also wants to call the speaker as a witness. This is merely his common tactic, and that is he can't defend his gross misconduct. He can't defend his abuse of power. He can't defend withholding $400 million in military aid. And so he simply attacks those.
I just want to pick up on the one point of the fact witness, because he would say that the contact either you or a member of your staff had with the whistleblower does make you a fact witness.
Well, the fact that the whistleblower did have contact with my staff doesn't make me a fact witness. But nonetheless, nor does it make the speaker a fact witness. This isn't about fact witness. There are, in fact, members of Congress who are witnesses. Senator Johnson had a discussion with the president. Senator Graham had discussions with the president about the withholding of aid. They may be fact witnesses. We didn't seek to call them. We're not seeking to make a circus out of this. But the president is, because he can't defend his gross abuse of his office. He can't defend withholding military aid from an ally at war, the damage he's done to our national security. All he can do is attack. And sadly, too many of the Republican members are willing to debase themselves by doing whatever the president asks.